Speaking of phones, so last night I was at this basketball game, and I left the game at like 10:15 at night, right? So out of all the GPS apps, I know it's so late. Out of all the GPS apps there are, I've vetted them all out, and I think the best app on GPS is Waze, Waze, as far as getting you home. The fastest. Like, there's no question to me that's the fastest, the shortcut, no matter what. So I turn on Waze, and I try to get home. And then I become obsessed with trying to beat Waze, right? I want to see if I can get home. Do I know this town better than Waze? Can I get home? Can I beat it? And my wife calls me and while I'm talking to her and whatever. Yeah, I'm on my way home, whatever. She's okay. Well, I'm doing Christmas cards and I'm doing whatever. I'm like, all right. So I come home and I beat Waze by 3 minutes.
Whoa,
impressive.
That's pretty good.
And I'm like, it's like I want to wake up the whole house. Like I came so excited, and I run upstairs, and she's like, brush her teeth. She's like, hey, hi. And I go, I beat Waze by 3 minutes.
Is that by taking a different direction or
Took a different direction.
Oh.
And then
Very
of course, maybe a little aggressive speeding
a little bit.
because it's like I got to beat Waze.
Okay, but I'm going to give you some points here because you don't live like 20 miles away from where you were going. You only live like 7 or 15 miles away.
Well,
so
it was it's an 18-minute drive.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's so I don't. It depends how you look at it.
It's harder to make up that much time in
less
shorter
space.
distance.
Yeah, so
Right.
there's props for that.
Because my thing is I want to get home in bed as soon as possible because we got to get up so early.
Right.
So anyway, so I'm at this game, by the way. So I got to tell you, so I'm at this game, and it's Phoenix Suns against the Trailblazers, and I know the Phoenix Suns, I know the Trailblazers, and I take my friend Phil, and Phil is Damian Lillard's shooting coach, and Damian Lillard invited us, both of us, to come watch him shoot around early. So we got there like at 5, and the game didn't start till 7, which I've never done anything like that before. So I get there at 5. And literally, he's shooting, Damian Lillard's shooting, then he comes in, and he just sits down with us and talks to us for a while, which was a whole other experience, right? And then, like, CJ McCollum shoots for a little bit, then he comes and sits down and talks to us for a while. And I'm like, this is so weird, because you only see him really on TV, you know what I mean?
What do you say when they sit down to talk to you? That's got to be kind of intimidating.
Especially when Damian comes over, like, gives me that, that, like, one-armed bro hug. And I was sitting down, and he was standing up.
Stand up.
Well, but he gave it to me sitting down, so I was trying to stand up, and it was kind of like went all wrong.
You stood into him.
Yeah, what's up, man? It was just a really cool thing. So the thing about Phil is, so he was a college coach, right? And he's not a professional, like, player developer. Like, he knows basketball. So I took him to the game, and we sat on the floor, like right there on the floor. And the ref stands in front of us. Sometimes they're running back for in front of us. Mm-hmm. And the ref had made, in Phil's eyes, some bad calls. And Phil yelling at the ref. So he's yelling at the ref, and the ref, Kyle, is closer than you are to me.
It's
right?
awkward.
Which I've never experienced. That was awkward because when you're normally as a fan yells at the ref, they're yelling at the TV, or they're yelling from way up in the stands.
Yeah.
The ref and the stuff that Phil is yelling at the ref are probably legitimate, basketball language. I wish I could. The only thing I caught that I understood that I could repeat to you guys was franchise player. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? These kind of calls. You can't do. He's a franchise player, and you can't. And the ref is like, leaning back, like, I've never seen it before where you yell at the ref, and the ref could turn around and go, "Hey, man."
Is he interacting, or I think they're like trained to just
trained not to do anything.
Look.
But
yeah.
I was so I couldn't. I was in total shock. And I could do nothing but laugh hysterically at this point. Like, literally laughing hysterically. I could not control myself. I couldn't stop laughing because I'd never, ever in my life experienced this moment.
Could a ref throw a fan out of the game?
I think so.
Like, could they say, all right, you're out of here?
Sure.
I think so. But I was so like, what? Because you hear people yell stuff all the time. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But like in this front row, though, there's a little bit of they kind of yell like, "Oh yeah, nice call," with the ref's over there.
Right.
But the ref is literally like, I'm closer to Kyle, moving closer to Kyle.
Did you feel like you were getting yelled at?
I did. I was like, oh my God. Because we're shoulder to shoulder, and the ref is right, and the ref's looking that way. So it's like his butt's in my face. If you go to my Instagram stories, you can see how close the ref's butt is to my face.
So he's this close, and is your friend like yelling? Like, come on, man! Because then he really could just be like, dude, come on.
He was yelling, come on, man. But yelling like legitimate basketball words. Like, I don't know how to say them back to you guys because I would, but I was like, why? He was like, man, I can't believe you call those fouls on the other side. But when it's a franchise player and you can't give the response. And I was like, whoa, man.
Probably made him even more angry, laughing.
I couldn't stop laughing.
He's probably like, why are you laughing?
I thought we were going to get kicked out.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get kicked out.
Especially with your respect, the Johnjay respect for authority. Like, you figure he's going to, like a police officer, he's going to turn around and put you in basketball jail. You've got to feel that
I thought we
way.
were going to get kicked out, and then I was already coming up with the, like, hey, man, I don't know who he is.
Right, I'm staying.
You got his ticket somewhere. This is my ticket. You got to kick him. And why are we together? You know, like, how does the ref know that we're together? How do you know he's not with the other person next to him? At any rate.